Greetings, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette, and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. We are on location, as I like to say. And so, the message that I have for you today, for those of you that are new here, I'm a professional intuitive empath, and we're going to do some evolving today about the way that we have been thinking about some of the tactics employed by distorted masculines in our life. I'm teaching this lesson because I learned this lesson. This is hard earned, and I'm getting ready for the next part of our day. We just got back from the pool. For those of you guys know, I'm on a little vacay. So I'm getting ready for the next part of our day and doing makeup, and I thought this is a good thing because I had a client early this morning and we were going over this. She's never had this lesson up close and personal, and I have the pleasure of teaching it to her, and so I thought I would share it with you. Divine, or excuse me, they're not divine, are they? Distorted masculines will start to feel jealous if they're around a real empress, a real energy, a real balanced feminine. And it doesn't mean they're all perfect, but it means that a great deal of us are far more balanced than any of the people that they've been around in their life. And what that will engender is fear, and they will start to compete with you. A real masculine energy will not compete with you. They will not have fear about you. It will not be a thing. But what will happen with someone who is distorted is they will. And so what they'll do is they will introduce a third party. They will purposely start talking about things. Someone that really wants to cheat, trust me, I counsel people all the time that have affairs. Their spouses sometimes never know. Many people that actually want to be in an affair, their spouses don't know. If you have a masculine that's submitting to you, the third party, you have a masculine that is terrified of your growth and actually doesn't want you to grow. So that's something that you need to know, and you have to get out of delusion about that because you will gaslight yourself because they're gaslighting you and think, no, this is just so out of character. This is nothing they've ever done before. It's nothing they would ever do, but they're doing it. They're doing it purposely. They're doing it because they want you to feel off kilter. They want you to be focused on them. They want you to spend hours pining away. They want you to be making playlists. They want you to be doing all of the things we do when we're in mourning because they are threatened. This will happen specifically, message, when you are starting to have a glow up, a come up, or anything like that. They're used to maybe being able to keep you small if you hadn't really done your evolving or self esteem. And with my client this morning, that was the thing. She started getting promotions at her work, and various things started happening. And this person who had once been very supportive and had always rooted for her dreams and is like, you and me, we're going to make it. And it was Mary Tyler Moore ish, turned into a distorted masculine who was threatened, and in the threatening started to begin to have a affair and do all the things. Yeah. And not just do them, but then talk about them. Freudianly, not Freudianly, purposely to distract her from her glory. She had started doing a lot of different things. She was always really a health fitness person, and she did bodybuilding and competitions and pageants and all kinds of things, but she was starting to like recalibrate and dial in her health again, and he noticed it, didn't like it, even though he met her that way. She was healthy always, and he got intimidated and started to create distractions because he wanted all of her attention to be on where, on him. You guys get it? So then, instead of bringing clarity, they used to have great communication, she said. Instead of keeping it clear, he started playing with her head. Then the mind games got introduced. And this is a particularly interesting thing. And when it happened to me, I was like, what is going on here? Because this was not the way that my person and I would have been or how we used to be. But when she played mind games with me, I realized right away she's trying to get an effect from me. She wants me to be off kilter because she doesn't respect me and she's threatened by me. And the only way for her slow ass to catch up was to try to have me play mind games while she was stealing my intellectual property. Y'all, it is a whole thing. So when I was dealing with this client and she was telling me some of the same, I thought, girl, he was just trying to get you off your game. And I know that because I've had someone try to get me off mine, and for a while it worked. I still continue to work. Fortunately, that's like a hazard of my life is I will work no matter what kind of strife I'm dealing with. That's actually where I escaped to. So it actually worked out better for me. The best things in my life happened when I was dealing with that betrayal, career wise, actually, because I focused all my energy into work. Not all of us are the same. Some of us are sitting on the couch. Some of us will cry. Some of us will not go work out. Some of us will want to die. It's real. So it's not a light thing when someone wages spiritual warfare on you and you're like, oh, I'm overreacting. No, you're not. That thing could take you off in so many ways. It could cause you to gain weight, lose weight. It can cause you to lose your job. Love is strong, and everybody reacts to it, whether it's your bestie, whether it's your lover, whatever the case may be. In this case, this was a romantic relationship, and that's why it was even more jarring for her because she was like, why would my man compete with me? Well, a man that is not sure of himself will see you as a threat. And so they create a brain fog. That's when there is no respect and they're not answering questions directly. This man that you love, that knew how to talk, and that's why you fell in love with him, starts to be kind of like sliding and like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then they spin it on you. And that's exactly what this person began to do. He began to spin it on her when she would get seek clarity and was like, I don't know what you mean. Like, no, this is your jealousy. This is your issue. This is your stuff. It wasn't. It was his. It was his that was carefully crafted and created. Unfortunately, because of the nature of my work, I'm a detective. I love this shit. This is what I eat for breakfast, literally. No breakfast have I had today because I've been working in this kind of way, and this makes me delighted because when I can point out to a feminine that you're getting played, that somebody is actually trying to unmoor you, unnerve you, and unanchor you, this is my sustenance. And that's what I want you to know. This person that used to be able to communicate and was deliberate and took their time and was slow in loving you is purposely creating subterfuge and brain fog because it makes all of your energy focus on them. And that's what they want. And that's how they win. They have to slow you down because otherwise you keep lapping them and they have to put you back. Also, a lot of these guys that we deal with have never had someone of our caliber. And you think, well, like attracts like, how do we get them? Well, we love because of potential and possibility. And they love because we were in a lesser self. We might have squished ourselves down to be in a relationship with thee. And when we do that, eventually we will rise back up to our greatest selves because it is natural for us to evolve and they will be like, whoa, I want you to be a little butterfly stuck up on the wall. I'd like a wallflower. I would like you to be small. I would like you to be dour. I do not want this person who is grand and knows who she is. And it doesn't matter whether this is, again, in a relationship with your friends, family, or lover. If someone's creating brain fog and they're not giving you clarity and they're not communicating in a way that you know that they can and have, and then they're gaslighting you and taking little jabs. They're doing it so that you waste time. F boys are the biggest time wasters. And I know that from my situation, but also from what I walk people through. In my situation, I remember the person saying to me, I hope you don't think I wasted your time. It was like duper's delight, which is what happens when someone murders someone and then they smile in the interview because they can't help it because they're so delighted that they got away with something. She couldn't even, and that was in a text. She could have totally avoided saying that, but she needed me to know that she knew what she was doing the whole time, which was wasting mine. Do you get it? So instead of me asking questions like, well, I don't know, maybe I'm writing this wrong. No, I knew I wasn't reading it wrong. I was watching her all along as my disdain grew and grew. And I got to have that lesson so I could bring this to you. Hold on, guys, let me get this other lash on. I got to have that lesson so that I could bring this to you and talk to you about it. Because a lot of us will talk ourselves out of what we're watching and what we're seeing, and it's right in front of our face. Someone is going out of their way to hurt us and to try to put us in fifth place. God, y'all, they don't even want us in second place. These haters, they want us in fifth place because that's the only one that they could lap us in the race. Because their slow asses never paid attention in school because they didn't know anything to do. And you guys are giving people your $1,000,000 ideas. The second I realized that that person in my life was quite literally siphoning my energy and taking it to Lord Jesus, the dregs of society, and then acting like they never come up with a creative thing in their life besides how to bring people strife. They were very creative about that. And I thought, okay, I'll let you continue to think that you are this fount and well of information, but it was because she wanted to be in competition. And so she took what I was creating and tried to turn it into some redneck version of magic. I wonder if the magic's still magicking. Probably not. Because, guys, they were siphoning our energy. A lot of you guys are having people siphon energy from you. I don't care if it's your bestie. I don't care if it's your lover. I don't care if it's your new or old boo. Some people siphon energy from you. And you're so excited because validation is something that we need at times. And that's why I want to teach this lesson. Grow out of it. Stop needing the validation. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. That situation cured me of it. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks um, about. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks about any of my ideas. Truly, like I make them, and I pay attention to if I do happen to love you enough to share it, and if you shoot it down immediately without really thinking about it, and it's not thoughtfully, meaning you're just shooting it down for funsies. I had that happen recently with a relative where I had been very private about something that I had done, my YouTube channel specifically, and she was like, "Oh, well, how come you won't tell me what it is?" My angels told me to be very careful, and I didn't. And what I will tell you is that when I did play her like a 4 minute video, like one of my shorter ones, she's a TikTok fan. She loves TikTok, so she's used to shorter forms. And she immediately was like, I hate it. Da 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 da. Now, this is one of my higher watched videos, higher liked engagements. You know, we can all see the analytics. So I knew instinctively it wasn't that she hated it, it was that she was intimidated for whatever reason. And she is also in the family used to being the loquacious one, the talkative one, Gemini energy. And that was fine. But I took heed to that. I was like, my instinct was right not to share all of my creative endeavors with you. But she didn't want to have an honest conversation about it. She just began to do little jabs and be passive aggressive in other ways that came out, which is what my angels told me from that second. We were telling you what she was about. Some people will just instantly hate something, and then later she reached out and said, I would love for you to be on a podcast I'm going to create. Y'all see what I'm saying? This is not, I don't own the market on podcasts, and I would have been on her podcast too. But I felt like the way that she handled that situation was interesting. It took a year to elapse, but it still happened the same. My instinct wasn't wrong, but she was playing mind games. She hated it. I will have to. My instinct wasn't wrong. She hated it. Do you get what I'm saying? She hated it. But then she wanted to create it, which I don't care about. That's the thing about it is that's other people's weird jealousies. I don't care about that, but people will like act like they can't see what you're doing and then be like, "Oh no, I totally disagree," and then try to replicate it. Which who cares, y'all? The thing about it is I feel like Drake and Jay-Z, if you think that you can do it and make another me, then make another me. Everybody has their own talents and gifts. And fortunately, my mother raised me to understand that. So being threatened by other people is not something that I naturally do because I all know we have different aptitudes. For always, it's from the Desperado, my mother's favorite poem. For always, there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. I mean, my God, who am I to think that I have the market cornered on anything? I learn every day from various YouTubers that I watch and podcasters that I listen to about how to improve my technique, but I am unique in my technique and I bring only what I can bring and they bring only what they can bring. So even if that family member were to hear this video, then God bless America, that's something she maybe needed to know. Don't be petty. Spaghetti. But anyway, I digress. The point is that you will have people in your life that 100% will be at your neck and lie to you and be like, I'm not at your neck, girl. I love your neck. Your neck is a pearl. Your neck is the favorite thing in my world. They're liars, man. And they're haters. And if you're dealing with a distorted masculine, they want to get you off kilter. They want to get you off so that you no longer have a filter. They want to see you in competition. They want to see you running like you're a horse at the Kentucky Derby. And there's no roses. If you need a little pep talk about queen things, go listen to my they wanted you to chase them video. Bitch, please. Queens sit pretty. We're not chasing people who chase after fleas. Okay? So That's it. It was a purposeful tactic. They love that they were distracting you. They love that all that energy you focus on them. What do you mean? They love when you send them that long ass text that they never answered. That's their favorite thing in the world. They love when you spend hours trying to talk to them. They don't care. They heard you. They understand. Someone that wants another video I've made, someone that loves you will want to stay in resonance with you. They will not go out of their way to distract you and to be in competition with you, especially when you're running for your own roses, meaning you're going after a dream, you're creating something. Someone that actually values you is going to be a support to you. And it's as simple as that. When I realized how much the person in my life that I thought was magical wanted me off track, I was like, oh, okay, so you hate me. Oh, so you woke up today and you chose violence. Because she was doing a sneaky competition with me in silence. She didn't want me to know she was competing. Okay? And this was the XD of years gone by. She didn't want me to know that she was competing and that my presence made her feel like a fly. So then she decided to become Lord of the Flies. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't know. I would have only edified her and lifted her up. I didn't realize how much she was stealing my intellectual property, something she could never come up with if you paid her $1 million. She could never come up with it, only could she siphon it from me. And when I realized she was competing, I was like, oh, you got the right one, baby. Uh-huh, because competition is naturally in my blood. Usually I keep it for myself, but I said, oh, since I didn't know we were doing this, girl, since this is what you want to do, let me show you how I'm going to best you. I don't play games with people. And that's why I don't play games, because I know what kind of competitor I am. Another video up here about the Sagittarius bird and game night, if you want to check it out. Guys, I don't play because I know the competitive way I exist. And if I decide that you want to do this, then I'm going to show you how to do it, son. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Yes. I make sure that even my haters end up loving me. I'll teach them how to Dougie. So, I teach master classes. I don't run races with half-assed people, okay? I do things properly, and so do you. And if someone's trying to create brain fog in you and uncertainty and insecurity, it's because they feel like you've already won. A lot of us spend a lot of time crying, what's happening? I don't understand. But I thought, stop it. And I'm not saying it to be mean, y'all. I just want you to get a grip so that you understand that if you even are in the position to have to ask it, you've already bested them. They are already insecure. They are already sure that they had to be sneaky and come up with some weird strategy to try to outmaneuver you, because in good terms it could never be, meaning they could never outmaneuver you if you were fully aware. And that is the truth. And that was the truth for my client today. I said, sweetie, you love him still, but don't let love get in the way. What did Tina teach us? What's love got to do? Got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? Well, listen, they also would love for us to stay bitter and be heart free. That's not the way that we're going to be. Sometimes you will shut down your heart, Queen of Swords energy in the tarot, in order to survive betrayal. But it doesn't mean that that's where you stay, because that would be a fail. We are here to love. We teach love. We bring love. We edify people. We operate out of the vibration of love, empath, and divine feminine. We are not meant to never love again. And if we do never love again, then they get the last laugh, because then they're happy. They would love for you to be, or for them to be, the last people that you loved. Sorry, guys. Hold up. They would love for you to be the last people that they loved. They would love the idea that your life didn't go on after them. That's hilarious to me. Absolutely hilarious to me. Sorry, guys. Precision in makeup, right? Had to get quiet and get that right. Not one thing changes the whole look. So, yeah. So they would love for you to just be like, oh, I'm sitting here on my couch trying to figure out their subterfuge and the brain fog and the things that they do. Why do they say what they did? How do they feel? Is it real? It's always been real. If they had to get in competition with you like that, you better believe you were the realest thing they ever had, okay? If they had to play you that way, if they had to take up their resources and come up with strategy and unite with people that have never done anything in their life other than exist and be basic, then please trust me, divine feminine. You were it. You were the moment. And a lot of us forget it. We get distracted and we're like, oh, but they didn't love me. They chose a third party. Oh God, I wish you guys could take a look inside of the third party. I wish I could take all of you guys to the houses of the third party and to the misery in their life so that you would understand that they chose the lowest common denominator to make you not feel right because they've never had someone so high caliber. And that's just the truth. Anyway, guys, don't let the brain fog distract you. Don't stay in the depression over your old boo. Don't wonder what they're doing with their new boo. Doesn't matter. Get back to work. Get back to your winning. Like I told my client today, get back to being at play in your life. Your man purposely wants you off kilter, thinking about him and what's going to happen with him and his new fake wife. Whatever he's doing doesn't matter. You matter, Divine Feminine. Your goals matter. Your wins matter, not his repeated infractions and sin. The brain fog is how they begin. If you're not getting clear answers, then understand, unfortunately, you might be dealing with a distorted masculine who wants you in competition. This is not your friend. This is not your partner. This is not your lover. This is not your brother. This is not your sister. This is the opposition. They are an op. Treat them as such and keep it moving. If you got to put up the red dot, for those of you who play any video games, laser tag, or maybe have a past history as a sniper, you know exactly what metaphor I'm after. Then red dot their ass and finish them. Figuratively speaking, of course, with your words, with your removal of your energy, with employing maybe a Sun Tzu type strategy. Read the 48 Laws of Power, get your life right, get your mind right, and stop crying all the way through the night. God bless you to have the tears and spill them when you need to, but eventually you got to get back to winning because it's all about you, boo, not about them. Never waste time with someone who sees you as competition. Not even if it's competition and it's completely platonic, meaning like a girl at work. The second you catch on that someone sees you as platonic, you've already won. Excuse me. If someone sees you as competition, maybe someone here needs to be platonic. I don't know. So the second you catch on that someone sees you as competition, you've already won. What they do is the subterfuge where they're playing dumb. That's where they try to get you. So that's why I'm going to give you this strategy. As soon as someone starts second guessing you and then copying, pay attention and then set yourself free. There's nothing to discuss. That's it. Then remove your energy. Good night. Night, night. Lights out. Finish them. You don't always have to be violent. It can be a silent Mortal Kombat, a Cold War, if you will. You decide which one you want to take, the red or the blue pill, and then divest from the Matrix. All right, guys, I love you guys so much. Come back and join me next time, and we'll continue to evolve together.